All right, folks, welcome back to the Crisis Report. It is September 2nd, 2025. This one is entitled Caribbean Thunder. Yep, that's right. Caribbean Thunder, baby. That's my new name for Trump. I actually think he said there's plenty more where that came from, too, today. Took out a boat. Basically, I did the earlier Crisis Report alert. And then all kinds of news started hitting the wire. Crazy, crazy stuff. So it is going to be interesting to see where all this goes. But this isn't going to be a long one. There's actually not a lot. A lot of people are covering this Chinese military parade. So we've got some stuff on that, but a lot of it is a lot of big things happened after the earlier reports. So we're going to cover all that. Of course, Mr. Trump is still alive. He had a long press conference, and people are saying that he is all kinds of strange things, going on. I covered it on my earlier report. Didn't really think much of it. Thought, hey, this is just kind of one of those things. Maybe he's taken off the weekend for, I don't know, Labor Day, like everybody else in the world. But of course, people were out there in force saying, he was got a body double and other crazy stuff like that. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying I don't think he is out of the picture, at least not yet. So, on that note, friends, let's get you on over to the Substack. But before we do, let's tell you about our sponsor. We are sponsored by Augusta Precious Metals. They're a IRA company that takes your IRA and puts it into gold and silver. And if you've seen what's been going on in the metals markets, I don't know, might be something to check out. Better Business Bureau rated, touted by CNBC, excellent company, excellent ratings, and a link in the description should you want to just listen to what they have to say. That's all it is. All right, friends, let's get started on your crisis report entitled Caribbean Thunderman. September 2nd, 2025. Here we go. Russia and China signed a deal to build new Siberian gas pipelines supplying China with 50 billion cubic meters annually for 30 years, redirecting Russian gas exports from Western markets. France has issued arrest warrants for Bashar al-Assad and 6 other former top Syrian officials. Trump announces that the United States Space Command HQ will move to Rocket City, Huntsville, Alabama, for Trump's Golden Dome. Trump says we're going into Chicago, signaling that the Federunis are going to go on in and start to take care of business in Chicago. Trump said that China needs us much more than we need them. I don't know about that. Maybe not. U.S. House Oversight Committee releases all subpoenaed documents for the DOJ related to everybody's favorite who didn't unalive himself. Putin, Xi, and Kim walk side by side for the viewing of China's largest military parade in Beijing. This is basically their celebration of the end of World War II for them when they're freed from the Japanese. Some people say that they should be kissing our butts, but if you know your history, you know that it was actually the Kuomintang that was working with us, and they were the ones that were helped by the Americans. But actually, after that, in '49, they got kicked out, moved over to Taiwan, and then Mao and his merry band of criminals, descendants to Xi Jinping, they're the ones that took over afterwards. So technically, we didn't help this current regime in China. Tim Walz insinuates he's disappointed that the reports of Trump being dead were not true and told his supporters to stay hopeful, reassuring them that it's coming soon. Okay. London has started arresting comedians for making jokes about trans people on social media. Guy is named Linehan. He made a few jokes on X, and now he's arrested. Whoosh. President Trump's administration has authorized hundreds of military lawyers to take on roles as immigration judges. President Trump has announced that U.S. Space Command headquarters will relocate from Colorado to Huntsville, Alabama, bringing over 300,000 new jobs and billions of investments, dubbing it Rocket City. Representative Nancy Mace walked away in tears, visibly shaken after meeting with the victims of a certain friend who is not a certain asset to a certain country in the Middle East. France has ordered hospitals to prepare for war, directing them to be ready for a major engagement in Europe by March 2026. If we can keep the housing markets cool to about, December, PrepperNow and friends would love that. Making moves, baby. Hillary Clinton's daughter, Chelsea Clinton, is reportedly weighing a serious bid for Congress to succeed Representative Jerry Nadler. Putin has accused Europe of spreading hysteria and horror stories regarding a potential Russian invasion. Afghanistan earthquake death toll has now crossed over 1,124 dead. Terrible. China and Russia have signed an agreement to build the Power of Siberia 2 pipeline, huge gas project that could reshape global energy flows as both countries seek an alternative to Donald Trump's U.S.-led global order. Ukrainians report a massive oil spill from a Russian tanker off Novorossiysk in the Black Sea. UFC fighter Conor McGregor has claimed that he has secured the votes to run for president of Ireland. And then the Irish are like, oh my gosh, he's like famous and might win. We better get someone else in there. And then the Boomtown Rats frontman, Bob Geldof, you might remember him from Pink Floyd, says, when he did the Wall, he was the main character. Anyway, I digress. Says it would be an enormous privilege to serve as the head of state. Trump says he is very disappointed in Putin. We will be doing something soon, he said. Israel has started its ground operation in Gaza City, according to ABC News. Trump says we have sunk a boat carrying drogas out of Venezuela. As President of the United States just announced moments ago, the United States military conducted a lethal strike in the southern Caribbean against a drug vessel which had departed from Venezuela and was being operated by a designated narco-terrorist organization, Caribbean Thunder. Trump says video circulating of people throwing out bags in the White House is an AI morph video. Of course it is. Windows of the White House actually do not open, and he is correct. So those that are saying, throwing out drugs, man, yeah, it's more BS that has come. I actually had a great conversation with my students today. I said, what do you hate most about the whole AI thing? And one of the young ladies said, I can't stand all the fake videos. And I was like, oh, be still my beating heart. Pentagon confirms to News Nation that 7 United States warships are deployed to the Caribbean region. Operation Caribbean Thunder, 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 Thunder. Off the coast of Venezuela. The Israeli Aerospace Agency just launched a military satellite into Earth's orbit. Russian strategic bombers reportedly taking off from Olenia Air Force Base. According to President Trump, 11 members of Tren de Aragua y Cartel de los Soles were killed in the strike today in the southern Caribbean. Trump sent a message to Xi saying, please give my warmest regards to Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un as you conspire against the United States of America. Chinese embassy in the United States is broadcasting live visuals of the Chinese parade. Give a flavor of the warpath. Mosques in Essex are being vandalized with the cross of St. George English have finally, I think they're starting to get a little tired of the whole multiculturalism and migration thing, but I don't know. It might be the fact that their own countries are arresting them, you know? So, I don't know. We're watching a show tonight. It's based in Britain, and you sit there and you're just like, my God, like it's called Hostage. My wife was finishing up. Even she said it was terrible. And you kind of see like a touch of the culture. Yeah, I don't even know what to tell you. I honestly, because there's good people over in the United Kingdom. I don't even know what to tell you. It's bad. United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio is to visit Israel in 2 weeks, per the Jerusalem Post. United States President Donald Trump says he is a very disappointed person in Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump added that thousands are dying in a war that makes no sense and that would have not happened if he was president. The United States president said he will be doing something that helps people live, while adding that if he can help stop the dying, 7,000 a week, he was an obligation to do it. President Trump says the United States Navy engaged militarily in a drug-carrying ship originating from Venezuela moments ago, with the U.S. forces attacking and neutralizing the vessel from Venezuela. He also said, there's plenty more where that came from. For the first time in 30 months, Turkish F-16s armed with air-to-air missiles violated Athens' air traffic regulations. Jets flew over the southeastern Aegean near Rhodes and Castellorizo for 3 to 4 minutes before being intercepted by Greek Air Force fighters scrambled from their base. Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirms that the United States Navy and United States Marine Corps are now engaged on boats and ships belonging to FTOs in Carib. As POTUS, Donald Trump just announced moments ago today, the U.S. military conducted a lethal strike on southern Caribbean against a drug vessel, Caribbean Thunder, departed from Venezuela, being operated by a designated narco-terrorist organization, Carteles de los Sur. Congresswoman Maria Elvira Salazar asks Zell to investigate bank accounts of Padrino Lopez's son-in-law. More violence from everybody's happy-go-lucky group of folks. Seems a man pretending to be a woman named Daniel Senecal has been arrested after he reportedly broke into a family's house and violently assaulted a toddler. Man, that's a great way to turn my household into the frickin' Roach Hotel. You might check in, but you sure as F ain't checking out after that one. Child has been transported to the hospital. I hope the child is okay. Due to laws in Ontario, though, Senecal can be housed in a female prison if he identifies as a woman, and that is unreal. No comment. Why do people have to hurt children? Seriously. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee says he fears a looming economic collapse, like everybody in the prepper community, in the West Bank could spark violence. Desperate people do desperate things. Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich has withheld hundreds of millions in Palestinian tax revenues and threatened to cut Palestinian banks from Israel's financial system. Without funds, the Palestinian Authority postponed the school year and risks total collapse, which could trigger chaos in the West Bank. Huckabee has been mediating between Israel and Palestinian leaders to release funds and avert the collapse. But basically, everything is collapsing in real time now, isn't it, folks? J.B. Pritzker, governor of Illinois, says we don't want federal troops on Chicago's streets. A massive multi-alarm fire reported in downtown Baltimore, probably being an improvement. And Ukraine is currently under heavy bombardment, with multiple cruiser explosions now in the Ivano-Frankivsk Oblast. That, my friends, is your crisis report entitled Caribbean Thunder. September 2nd, 2025. Appreciate you being here. Maybe you want to be one of the cool kids like Roger McKeon, Water Tiger, or Bad Bobber, and join us as a member. It helps keeps the light on. I don't know if you've heard, but every prepper channel on the planet now is reporting that there's major acts of suppression. And when you need prepper channels more than ever, folks. I know. You know what to do, but these channels are mostly dedicated to trying to get you guys into the preparedness mindset. Happy September, which is National Preparedness Month. Maybe go check out an OPES Mega 1 or just OPES in general. They've got generators and stuff, and they've got a massive sale going on right now for the month. Maybe you want a ITEHIL, reverse osmosis water filter so you can clean water if you're in an emergency. I got those at 20% off with code PN20. You got the Prepper Nerd system. You got your JASE case. And then, of course, you have the sponsor of the channel, the Augusta Precious Metals Group, one of the best in the world. And so that is your crisis report for September 2nd, 2025. Please, folks, join the Discord. Links are in the descriptions now. Just be good, do our stuff, come on over. I'm so sad that the prepper community is missing out on the noticing so bad. Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, all links are in the description. And Minuteman, please don't be depressed, buddy. Get prepared. Let's get you through. The prepper community is not gone. It's just really getting the mushroom stamp, as I like to call it. So we're gonna fight on. Don't worry. They'll change things. They always do what they do. But I appreciate y'all. I'm not going anywhere. In fact, I'm doing things where I don't have to worry about. Let's just say things go right, and I'll be doing the Dave Ramsey debt-free scream here pretty soon. But we'll see. We've got a long way to go. In a short time to get there, we gonna make it, darling, if we try. Eastbound down, support the prep community. See them all night on that crisis report.